The big game in Group A on Tuesday at the Bernabeu is Real Madrid against PSG. Now, all the headlines before the game have been made by Zinedine Zidane, the Real Madrid head coach, who had this to say about Kylian Mbappe. I've known him for a long time. I've been in love with him for a long time, but as a person first. He came here for a trial a long time ago. Tomorrow, he comes here as an opponent. Perhaps news to Mrs. Zidane, but Frank, your reactions. What do you make of Zinedine Zidane talking up Kylian Mbappe to quite that extent just the day before the game?
Well, it's nice from him. I don't think it's going to disturb Kylian Mbappe whatsoever. It's true, they've known each other for a long time. I think since Kylian Mbappe is 12 years old, Real Madrid, they want him. They want him to sign for Real Madrid. So it's just a sentence just to say that he really loves him. So we shouldn't try to look for something special, saying that like maybe he's going to disturb him or the dressing room or annoy the club because like 15 days ago or like a month ago, Zidane said already something about that. We don't know if one day Mbappe is going to go to Real Madrid. If Real Madrid stays the biggest club in the world, I guess Mbappe would be willing to go at a certain point and maybe next year or maybe the year after. But Paris Saint-Germain can get bigger if they win the Champions League this season. So it will be another question for Kylian Mbappe. But it's not the case right now. Kylian Mbappe wants to win something with Paris Saint-Germain. And it's not because Zinedine Zidane said something nice about him. He's going to play less well than he normally plays.
However, PSG's Leonardo has already accused Zinedine Zidane just 2 weeks ago of unsettling Mbappe.
Yeah, well, if you're a cynic, and I'm not, but if you're a cynic, this is borderline tampering. This is essentially saying, Kylian, we're right here, baby. We're right here. I mean, it's flirting. It's flat out flirting. And so, but I think this is a story that's been going on for a while.
Right.
And Kylian Mbappe has very clearly said, well, I'm here, I'm with PSG, I'm happy where I am, but in the future, maybe, why not Real Madrid? And when you leave that door open, then people are going to walk right through that door, and certainly Zinedine Zidane is walking through that door as well.
Listen, Zidane is saying this is not flirting, this is full-on love.
Oh, it's love.
This is we've gone way past flirting at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I understand his point, but in all seriousness, maybe another player. Maybe if we were talking about somebody else, I would feel a little bit more strongly about Zidane and what he had to say. But the truth is, I think there's a certain level of play in world football now, the likes of Ronaldo and Messi, Mbappe included, and Neymar, that you just have to get used to this kind of speculation. You have to get used to this kind of talk. Everybody's going to be in love with you. Everybody's going to want to have you in their books. And just because they say it as untimely as it may be, I'm at the point now where it doesn't bother me as much as maybe it did once upon a time, or it would if it were somebody not in that category of star.
Everybody may be in love with Mbappe, but not everybody's coming out and saying it.
Well, and that's the point. Now, I'm
just saying.
I think you just have to kind of accept that now.
Oh, all right. Okay. All right.
Ian, were your eyebrows raised by this at all? Do you think it's going to have any sort of unsettling effect at all on Mbappe tomorrow?
No, not in the game at all. I don't think it's a flirtation. I think it's an attempted marriage by Zidane. I think he knows what he's doing, doesn't he? He knows what he's doing, and I think it's just as Ali said there, just planting the thought in Mbappe's mind that if one day it should ever cross his mind that he would leave Paris Saint-Germain, perish the thought, he might just consider going to somewhere like Real Madrid. But is it going to affect him tomorrow? No. I think old managers in England used to call it giving a bit of toffee to the opposition, talking up their players. But Paris Saint-Germain, I think, probably wouldn't have appreciated his remarks.
Frank, what's your thoughts on the game? PSG beat Real Madrid, didn't they? 3-0 in Paris back in September. They've already qualified, but presumably they want to go to the Bernabeu and put on a show.
Yeah, I think it's an important game for them just to make a point, like saying that, okay, we made mistakes the past years and we didn't qualify, especially in February in the last 16 or in the quarterfinal some years ago. But we want to make the point that we've changed, the spirit has changed, and we want to crucify, let's say, Real Madrid at Santiago Bernabeu. The point is, Mr. Tuchel has, for the first time, the 5 players that he likes the most at front. So it's going to be a tricky choice for him to do tomorrow, because especially if he wants to keep Marquinhos, Verratti and Gay in the midfield zone like he did during that game against Real Madrid in Parc des Princes. So if he does so, it means that either Icardi, Cavani, Di Maria, Mbappe or Neymar will be substitutes. And I want to make a bet that Neymar, well, if Cavani is for sure going to be on the bench, Neymar has a good chance to be alongside him, because it's impossible to put out right now Di Maria, Icardi and Mbappe on the bench.
Yeah, Thomas Tuchel can't start 12, can he, Ali?
No, he cannot.
So he does have some decisions to make.
And yet you feel, I understand what Frank is saying, but isn't this the stage that you have Neymar on the team for? Isn't this the stage that you say, you know what, Neymar, here you go. A game that really in the big picture doesn't mean a whole lot for PSG, but that could be one of those matches in which you say, you know what, we're not only making a statement to everybody else on the outside looking in, we're making a statement to ourselves, because our failures in years past has been letdowns, has been, we've been too comfortable, everything has been too cute, everything has been too nice. Now we're not going to let ourselves down. We're going to keep piling forward, and if that means going to Santiago Bernabeu and winning and putting on a show, that's what we're going to do. That's what it takes. And if you want to put on a show at Santiago Bernabeu and you're PSG, don't you want Neymar on the field? Isn't that the sort of player that you want showcasing his ability? This seems to be made for Neymar. I think Neymar plays.
Frank is vigorously shaking his head, I'm being told.
Well, okay.
You don't agree, Frank?
No, I don't agree. Even if I sometimes flirt with Ale too, because I'm French like Zidane.
Okay.
I don't agree. I don't agree with you today, because I don't know if you saw the games Paris Saint-Germain against Lille on Friday evening.
Yes, I did, Frank.
Neymar was. You did good. I'm happy that you follow the League One. Neymar wasn't very good, and he's not at his best. He comes back from an injury. It will be only fair for him to stay on the bench, even if it's against Real Madrid, even if it's Champions League, because the 3 others are really unbelievable, especially Di Maria and Icardi. Mbappe, you cannot put him on the bench. That's for sure. Do you think it could be fair? And how would you explain to Di Maria and Icardi that they have to be on the bench when you don't have any other solution except putting maybe Verratti because he has a knee problem, and to put only 2 midfield players and put the 4 at front? That might be the solution. But that would show that Tuchel is not the leader of the dressing room if he does so, because he always said that the 3 in the midfield should start every game they play in Champions League because they were the best. So there is a big challenge for Tuchel, and he will show if he's the leader. But right now, the less good player right now, if you have to make the choice for the 4 players, is Neymar.
Full disclosure, though, Frank did say on this show last week that Neymar, and I quote, is a very annoying person. So
I think he used very 3 times.
Yes, very annoying. So there you go.
Shaka, give us a prediction at the Bernabeu.
About the result, or whether Neymar is going to play, because that seems to be the biggest talking point. I'm going to disagree with the Frenchman on the panel. Ooh. I think that Neymar starts, and then I see this as not a statement. I think it'll be a good game, but there won't be much to tell them apart. I sit on the fence, draw.
Draw, okay. That would probably suit PSG nicely. Ian, do you have a sense of this one at the Bernabeu, which way it's going?
I think whoever they pick, I think Paris Saint-Germain do have a big psychological block with the Champions League, which has stopped them in past years and might do again. They've got terrific players. I think Real Madrid at home might edge it. Maybe 3-2. Good game.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.